Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2021 with Borussia Dortmund. The future is now, and the league title could also be now. It is the final episode of Season 2, and we are joint at the top of the table with just one game to go. Now, first of all, I will apologise because I was kind of expecting to play the Paderborn game in today's episode, but it got to the point where I was like, you know what? Let's just play Paderborn, see how it pans out, because I don't think that Bayern are going to drop enough points. And then Bayern dropped more points. Basically, what's happened in between episodes, they've only won 1 out of 3. They've picked up 5 points from a possible 9. We have picked up 9 points from a possible 9. We beat BMG 3-0. We've done absolutely ridiculous. I actually need to move myself over to this side as well. We beat BMG 3-0. Bellingham, Josh Sargent and Julian Brandt with the goals in this one. We beat Werder Bremen 1-0. Josh Sargent with the goal in this one. And then we beat Paderborn 5-1. Erling Haaland scoring 4. And Josh Sargent again. Josh Sargent, by the way, has just suddenly turned up and worked out how to play football. I don't really know what's happened. I think part of the reason why we've started to do really well is I've changed my tactic. And it's a tactic that was actually created by my brother, which is very similar to what I've kind of tried to make myself. And he was like, it's really good, it's working really well. I think he's playing as Southampton in the Premier League and it's working really well. So I thought, you know what, let's give it a go. And obviously I've played it for a few matches and we've gone unbeaten and scored 5 against Paderborn. I think in one of the matches as well, it might have been the BMG game, we technically scored 5. But 2 of them were disallowed. We're scoring goals with this. Maybe not so much against Werder Bremen, but particularly away from home, we're scoring goals. So maybe against Frankfurt, that is what we're going to do. Also, we do have a DFB-Pokal final to play as well against Bayern Munich. And now I'm a little bit more confident that we might be able to get something from this because of their poor form. We've got 1 game to play. We have to play Frankfurt at home. Bayern Munich are playing Paderborn at home. Paderborn have had a very weird involvement in this title race, and I'm hoping that one of Paderborn's players has a big involvement. Lassina Traore is on loan from Dortmund to Paderborn. He has scored 10 goals for them so far this season. He's already scored, I think he scored twice. We might not be able to see it. I think he scored twice against Munich before. He did, and got an assist. So, yeah. Lassina Traore, the Dortmund loanee, could win us the league without playing for us. That would be wonderful and absolutely magnificent if that was the case. Let's play Frankfurt, let's try and win the Bundesliga and keep an eye on what's going on in the Paderborn Bayern Munich game. The starting lineup then for the final game of the league season will be Onana in goal. Van Heusden will be playing as a right back today with Hummels, Zagadou and Guerrero as our back four. Emre Can and Reina in the middle of the pitch. It will be Bellingham on the right hand side. On the left will be Jadon Sancho. He has returned from an injury, which he's been out injured for quite a while, so he's making his return to the first team. It will be Josh Sargent and Erling Haaland as our strikers. There is a lot of goals in those 2 strikers in the last 5 games. Hopefully they can carry it on. Like I said, we need to keep an eye on what's going on in the Bayern Munich-Paderborn game as well, but we also need to do our job. If we win, we have to hope that we win by... I don't know what the goal difference is, actually. The goal difference... We must have better goal difference, because Are we top? We're not top. We're joint top. I don't know what the goal difference is. Now, obviously, we played Frankfurt in the last episode, and it wasn't exactly the best game. We weren't very good, which is another reason why I've changed up the formation to hopefully try and do something different. Last match, we didn't play very well. We won thanks to an own goal. Hopefully this game we can at least have some chances. I mean, I say at least. Hopefully we can score a goal. 16 minutes on the clock. Onana comes out, claims that one from a weird free kick. So we're starting with the Cameroonian goalkeeper. Kicks it long towards possibly Erling Haaland. It's actually Sargent. Heads it down to Sancho. He slots that ball through to Erling Haaland. Haaland's effort is saved by Kevin Trapp. I think Erling Haaland was offside. Anyway, he was. It's still 0-0. Elsewhere, Bayern Munich are winning their game. They've literally just moved up. The goal difference is absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? We've got to score about 15 goals. Yunus with the free kick. Onana comes out, claims that one. So once again, Andre Onana probably going to go for a long kick upfield. He does go for a long kick upfield. Haaland's going to hopefully get there. He doesn't. Hinteregger does. Guerrero forward to Jadon Sancho. Probably shouldn't be playing a full 90 minutes today. Down the left-hand side is Sancho. Can he get his cross in? Doesn't. Goes back to Reina. Guerrero's there. Does use the Portuguese fullback to Erling Haaland at the front. He's at the post. And Bellingham was not there close enough to pick up the loose ball. It's not crossed the line. It is still 0-0, but we are seeing some goal line technology because why not? We've paid for it, I guess. I want to see Bayern Munich drop down in terms of goal difference or points, or both. Ideally both, because that would show that Paderborn are doing something. We've got 3 minutes left of the first half. Andre Silva to Yunus. Yunus gets tackled by Bellingham but keeps hold of the ball. Bellingham is still with him. Wonderful slide tackle. Sargent to Jude Bellingham. Plays it to Emre Can. Forward to Erling Haaland. Sargent's there off to his left-hand side. Haaland's going it alone. He's gone for goal at the front post. He got no power behind that. Absolutely no power behind that effort whatsoever. It's half-time. It is 0-0. We are easily the more dominant side. We just haven't found the back of the net. No changes at half-time. I've given them a "I'm not happy with your performance," which did fire up a couple of people. I'm annoyed that we're not seeing anything about the Bayern Munich Paderborn game. You'd think they'd tell us. It's quite important. Onana to Hummels. Hummels inside his own penalty area. He's going to go forward onto that right-hand side to Van Houston. Now Emre Can. We are 10 minutes into the second half. Jude Bellingham's been tackled. Bellingham is not having a good game at all at the moment. Van Houston has managed to win this ball away. He's going for a little bit of a run, which is a worry. It's back to Mats Hummels, who is 35? Something like that. He's old. He's very old. I think he's as old as me. Bellingham's going to run forward with the ball. He's been tackled again. Bellingham is not playing very well at all. He's on a 6.8 apparently. I've not seen him do anything worthy of a 6.8. Sturgeon gets it forward. Reina intercepts it. Emre Can to Gio Reina. So are we actually going to do anything in this highlight? Because so far no shots have been taken. Reina's going to run straight through the middle. Is he going to shoot? He does shoot. Hits it wide. Still 0-0. It is still 0-0. And we are doing enough to win this game, apart from score a goal. We've got an XG of a 1.7. Reina with a free kick takes it towards Van Houston. And Zinho Van Houston gets his first goal for Borussia Dortmund in what could be a very pivotal match. But we have no idea what is happening in the Bayern Munich game. I'd love to be able to change this mid-match. I can't do anything with this. I want to change it to say, hey, show me what's going on in the Bayern Munich game. I think it's actually 2-0 to Bayern Munich anyway, because their goal difference was 48 and they were winning. It's now 49, so they've scored another goal. I'm starting to think that we're not going to win the league, and it's all Paderborn's fault. That's who I'm going to blame. Zagadou has this ball, plays it to Guerrero, back to Dan Axel Zagadou. We're getting our pass accuracy up wonderfully well towards Josh Sargent and can't find him. I've done no subs at the moment, which could be an issue. Quaison across into the middle, but Emre Can steals that away. Josh Sargent, the American, has this, goes for goal himself. Why did he do that shot? We've had so many of those chances where we've just put the ball in a weird place, and we've finally been told that Bayern Munich are winning their game 2-0. Right, we're going to take Erling Haaland off. We're going to do Timothy Weah. What else do we do? Bellingham is coming off for Barco. That's all we're going to do for the moment. We've still got 10 minutes left. We will probably do our final sub. I'd love to see a Paderborn goal. I don't think it's going to happen, though. Van Houston with the throw to Barco. The Argentine back to the Belgian. Forward to the American Josh Sargent. 2 in the box, crosses in. It's hit the post. Kevin Trapp doesn't quite save it. Hit the post. Guerrero now has it. He's been tackled. Reina collects it. Another American. Now Barco kicks it straight into the defender. Josh Sargent. Is Sargent going to get this cross into the middle? There's 3 there. Reina's at the edge of the area. Plays it to Josh Sargent. And oh my word, Josh, you've been on fire for the last 3 matches. Possibly even longer. And you just missed that chance. Sargent collects it again. He's got the ball into the penalty area. No one's there. Guerrero's going to just about keep that in play. He does. He's played it back to Gio Reina. Reina needs to do something with this. Emre Can. Can to Reina. Over the top. Barco controls it. He's gone for goal himself. Ezekiel Barco. He's finally scored a goal. He had a ridiculously good start to the season. He must have scored, I think, 5 goals in about 6 games at the start of the season. And then just stopped. He's finally got back on the score sheet. It's 2-0 against Frankfurt. But elsewhere, Bayern Munich is still winning. So it's not going to mean anything. I mean, if Paderborn score 2 goals in injury time, it would be great. I don't think they're going to do it. This formation quite clearly works if we can actually be a bit more clinical. We've won 2-0. We've got enough points to win the league, but we haven't got enough goals. So Bayern Munich win 2-0. Bayern Munich win 2-0. Lewandowski and Sane with the goals, which means we finished joint top. Joint top, 11 goals though. 11 goal difference. That is huge. Absolutely huge. Do we do another season? I'm starting to think we probably do one final season. I did say at the start of the save, what we're going to do is we're going to run our 3-year contract down and not sign a new one. We've still got 1 year left. I think that's what we're going to do. We've also got to play Bayern Munich and maybe win the DFB-Pokal. So, let's go forward and play that match, shall we? The starting lineup then for the DFB-Pokal final against Bayern Munich. I would love, absolutely love, to beat them, so at least we win something in this save, because I feel like every year we're going to be the bridesmaid. We're going to always be the bridesmaid, never the bride. This is our chance to become the bride. That's a weird thing to say when you're talking about football match and an FA Cup final, effectively, isn't it? It's going to be Andre Onana in goal. Our back four remains the same with Van Houston, Hummels, Zagadou, Guerrero. It's going to be Emre Can and Gio Reyna in the middle of the pitch today. I have dropped Jude Bellingham because I don't think he played very well in the last match, and looking at his last 5 games, he's a 6.84, which isn't ideal. It's going to be Sancho on the right-hand side. No, it's not. It's going to be that way round. It's going to be Sancho on the left-hand side because he did have a partnership with Guerrero. Apparently that's gone. Julian Brandt on the right, Josh Sargent and Erling Haaland will be our strikers. You can see the subs bench there as well. Let's win ourselves a cup, maybe. So we've won our last 5 games. Our last 5 games in the league, we have won every single one of them. Bayern Munich have drawn 2 of their last 5. However, in our last 5 games against each other, we've drawn once and lost 4. Although technically one of them was a draw, but then went to extra time and penalties, I think. So we've technically drawn that one. But yeah, we don't do well against Bayern. We've never beaten them. I'd love it if today was the day. Reyna's corner comes in. It's a head clear from Benjamin Pavard. Sancho's going to get there first. Eventually does. He gets the ball back. He's going to go forward to Guerrero. Left-hand side is Reyna, the corner taker. Is he going to do something? He's got past Tolisso. Gio Reyna into the penalty area. He's got plenty of options in the box. He's been fouled. It's going to be a penalty. Maybe. We have to wait for VAR to happen, which is going to take about 3 minutes. We're still waiting. We are still waiting. Is it a penalty, referee? Come on, buddy. It is a penalty. Absolutely perfect. 7.5 minutes then. Erling Haaland to step up and take the penalty. It's going to be Neuer, isn't it, in goal for Bayern. Go on, Erling. Left-footed from the Norwegian. What? You absolute clown. I swear we've had this scenario before, where we've had a penalty against a really good side and Haaland misses it. He just can't take penalties against big sides. Davies to Gnabry, back to Alphonso Davies. Over the top, Gnabry collects it on the left-hand side. If we lose this game now... Oh, you flippin' idiot, Van Houston. That was outside the area. Now we've got more VAR. Is this one a penalty? I think this was outside the area. No penalty. It was outside the area. Good. Although it's still a very good chance for Bayern to do something from this, and we are going to see it as well. Vlasic steps up, right-footed on the left-hand side. Zagadou stops the ball going out for a goal kick, apparently, and gives away a throw instead. Onana with a free kick for us. 23 minutes on the clock. He's got the ball once again outside of his penalty area. What are we doing here? Zagadou to Reyna, back to Zagadou. Now Guerrero finds Sancho on the left. Is he going to cut inside? He eventually decides to run into towards the middle of the pitch. Sancho needs to pass that. He does eventually pass it to Julian Brandt. Brandt on the right-hand side. Josh Sargent in the penalty area. And Josh Sargent has got his 7th goal of the season. His 6th goal for Dortmund. We are now 1-0 up in the DFB-Pokal final. And of all people, Josh Sargent might be the one to possibly score us the winning goal. There's a lot of football to play, but at least we've scored a goal. Guerrero with a corner for us. It's towards Josh Sargent. Again, he doesn't get it this time. Mats Hummels really should be in the penalty box. Guerrero gets this again. He hasn't got past Goretzka. It was a good slide tackle instead. Van Houston, the fullback, plays it across to Gio Reyna. Now Julian Brandt dodges a tackle. Reyna to Josh Sargent. What a bit of football that is. And Julian Brandt absolutely blasts that into the back of the net. Josh Sargent. Josh Sargent is the hero that none of us ever knew we needed. But he is the hero that has arrived on time. If anyone asks you, who's the best American to play for Dortmund, it is not Gio Reyna. It's Josh Sargent, apparently. Since this change in formation, Sargent has been ridiculous. He's been absolutely insane. I think he's got 4 goals, or maybe even 5 goals since the change in formation. It is going to be 2-0 at half-time. We are looking like we might be bringing this cup home. How are we doing this? How are we doing this? I'm very pleased. Keep it up. Josh Sargent's going to win man of the match as well. 6 minutes in, we do need to look at bringing off Jadon Sancho at some point in this second half because he should only play 75 minutes and I don't really want to get him injured again, particularly if he's going to be injured for pretty much the pre-season. Hummels forward to Reina, on towards Julian Brandt, plays it through to Josh Sargent. Is he going to get a second of the game? He's got no support. He's hit the outside of the post. Josh Sargent could have made it 3. Right, Sancho's coming off because he's not having a good game anyway. We're going to do Barco, swap you two round. And I think we will just keep it as that for the moment. I'm a bit concerned about the poor performances from Erling Haaland. He played so well against Paderborn, and then since then he's done nothing. 70 minutes almost on the clock. Bayern have themselves a throw. Kimmich takes the throw to Sane. Does get the ball as well. Crosses it in. Müller is there and straight at Onana who holds on to this one. I think that might have been the whole highlight. It might not be actually. It's towards Haaland. Doesn't manage to get to him. And now Sane once again across to the left-hand side is Serge Gnabry, the former Arsenal man. Now Alphonso Davies, the former Toronto man. Is he going to get that cross in? He does towards the back post. Sane is there. It's 2-1. He leapt higher than Guerrero, which is no surprise because I don't think Guerrero's really a big lad. It's 2-1. It is 2-1. What do we do here? Do we do changes? Do we just keep going? 70 minutes are on the clock, so not a lot of time has passed between now and the goal. Van Houston towards Barco, and he said bravo. Barco plays it back to Mats Hummels. He's gone long. Josh Sargent, acres of space for the American. Josh Sargent has his second of the game. His 8th goal of the season. It's back to 3-1. The 2-goal advantage is restored. Josh Sargent, could you be the man to win this for us? I want a hat-trick from Josh Sargent. I want a hat-trick from Josh Sargent now. Brahim Diaz with the corner for Bayern. It's, oh my word, it's almost found its way in. It actually hit the post and we won ourselves a corner. A corner? A goal kick. They didn't win a corner. Right, we've got 2 more subs to do. We're going to take Reina off for Bellingham. I'm tempted to also do that. Do we do that? Do we do that? Is that the ideal thing to do? We're going to do it. Meunier is going to play as a central midfielder for the final 10 minutes because those two are absolutely knackered. I'm just hoping the clock runs itself down or Josh Sargent steals this away here and scores himself his hat-trick. Kimmich to Goretzka, forward to, and he said Salif Sane, it's Leroy Sane. Now Thomas Müller collects it, plays it back to Kimmich, but Julian Brandt steals this away. Is Brandt going to get the ball forward? He can't. Goretzka's gone all the way back to Neuer in goal. Haaland or someone closed him down. Sargent was there. Sargent closed him down but didn't quite get there. Mark Rocker, forward. Goretzka, Rocker once again. Now Sane on that right-hand side. I think that's Kimmich making a run. Instead, it's gone off to the left. It's Serge Gnabry. What a block that is from Van Houston. Gnabry still has the chance. And, oh, Andre Onana. What a save. Andre Onana may well have just saved us from that. It's 4 minutes of injury time. We've got ourselves a corner. Guerrero takes this corner. It's Zagadou. It's headed over the bar. Do we shut up shop? I don't want to shut up shop. We've got the 3-1 lead. The full-time whistle is seconds away. The full-time whistle goes. Josh Sargent is the hero of the day. We have won the DFB-Pokal. Oh my God. Josh Sargent needs to be picking up this trophy. I want to see Hummels and Sargent holding it. One arm each. Is that what they're called? It is an arm. It's a handle. That's what Cubs have. They have handles. One handle each. They've now been given. There we go. Oh, Josh Sargent. Josh Sargent and Andre Onana as well did absolutely superb in this. We are kind of champions of Germany. We finished joint top of the table. And we won the DFB-Pokal. This is a good season. Halfway through the season, I was getting extremely annoyed, particularly when we weren't scoring goals on camera, but we were still grinding out the results. We have won the FA Cup for Germany, for Dortmund. The future is now. We've won a thing. We've actually won a thing. And, if I'm perfectly honest, that, as for a neutral, that would have been an absolutely cracking final. Josh Sargent, you're my hero. So much, in fact, I'm going to praise Sargent because I'm furious. Don't throw a water bottle at him. I want outstretched arms. I'm delighted. I'm absolutely delighted with you, Josh. Julian Brandt gets a 7.8 as well. Probably should have said the same thing to him. I think, can we still count? We can't. I've just clicked dynamics. We won the DFB-Pokal. This should have been us last year. This should have been us last year. We should have won this last year. We won it this year instead. We missed a penalty as well. Erling Haaland missed the penalty. We are champions. We are champions. It's not the champions that we wanted, but we are certainly champions. Our name is carved. It is the first time since 2017 that we have won this. This is good. Is it? Is that the first time? That could have been BMG, you know? No, it is. It's 2017. It is the first time since the 2016-2017 season that Dortmund have won the DFB-Pokal. Oh, there's a lovely trophy for us. That's one trophy. We've got one more season to go. We're going to go forward now until the end of season review thing. So this episode, as kind of expected, going to be a fairly long one, but that's what happens at the end of the season. Because we've won a thing, we get the golden ticker tape. So we've won a trophy with Dortmund. So, looking at the new arrivals then, when it eventually loads, who is the star one? Youssef Demir is the star new signing, which, is he? I know he had a really good patch. He had a really good patch of football, and then he got injured constantly. It wasn't one injury. It was, he's out for a week, comes back, doesn't play because I didn't want to risk him. He's out for 2 weeks, comes back, doesn't play for a week because I don't want to risk him. He's out for a month. He's had so many injuries from January onwards. It's been absolutely ridiculous. We have brought in a lot of players. Jordan actually gets a 7.38 rating. Josh Sargent, 7 goals in 11 starts and 7 off the bench. And 5 assists. That's a ridiculous turnaround for Josh Sargent, if I'm perfectly honest. Van Houston's there. Junior Firpo didn't play a huge amount. Onana, surely you'd have to say Onana was probably signing of the season because he played every single league game and most other games as well. 44 appearances. Lewis Cook, Chris Mepham only played 5 games. Kadewere played a couple. Anthony Verhoeven, £30 million. We still can't play him until I think it's mid-October next season. But when that date comes, Anthony Verhoeven is going to be an absolute champion. Also, players going out on loan. Josh Sargent is there, which... So, okay, so 7 of these, or 1 of these goals, sorry, was for Colne. He played once for Colne and scored, and then I recalled him because he wasn't playing enough football. Anything else? We sort by goals. Lucina Traore at Paderborn almost won us the league. He beat basically Bayern Munich once. He couldn't beat them the second time. There's a load of loan signings. Season results then. So, we're second. I mean, we know we're second. A C- the board gave us. A C-. They wanted us to qualify for the Euro Champions League. We did that. And then we get a C- because we didn't win the league, even though we were joint on points on the final game of the season. UEFA, I want to say Europa League, it's not, it's the Champions League. Champions League, they give us a C for that. We got a better result in the Champions League, despite getting knocked out by PSG, than we did in the league, where we finished joint top. And they should be pretty happy with that. A B-. Jude Bellingham actually top goal scorer. That's a bit weird. Biggest win then was the 5-1 victory against Paderborn right at the end of the season. Match to remember was the match we've literally just played against Bayern Munich. And goal of the season is Jude Bellingham in the DFB-Pokal early on in the save. Let's take a look. What one was it? Could have been either. 45 minutes. So on the stroke of half-time, actually 3 minutes into injury time against Holstein Kiel, Jude Bellingham scores something. I don't know what it's going to be like. Is it going to go backwards to Bellingham? It does. Long range effort into the bottom corner. Those seem to be most of our goals of the season end up like that. Financially then, probably nothing really to talk about here. I mean, I always like looking at the shirt sales. I don't know why. I always like to see who sold the most shirts. Erling Haaland is there. Royce is there, which is a weird one because he didn't play as much football as he perhaps should have done. Sancho, Brandt and Emre Can also on that list. Bunch of money coming in, which you kind of expect because we're a big old club. How we lined up. Now, I imagine they're going to get very confused because we used quite a few different tactics throughout the season. So it's Onana in goal. The back 4, Guerrero, Zagadou, Hummels and Paslak. Yep, Paslak played a lot of football this year. Probably wasn't good enough, but he played a lot of football. Reina and Bellingham in the middle. Reina's a weird one. I'd put Emre Can there, to be honest. Brandt, Sancho and Barco and Erling Haaland as our striker. Barco, yes, played really well for part of the season, and then the other part he wasn't very good at all. Maybe you put Reina. I mean, yeah, to be fair, I guess it's a bit unfair on Emre Can, but sure, doesn't really matter. He's not real. I didn't win a single manager of the month. I didn't win a single one all season, which kind of sucks. Guerrero gets the player of the season. Gio Reyna, young player. Signing of the season is Demir. Goal of the season, as we know, is Jude Bellingham. Top goal scorer is Erling Haaland, 17 league goals. Guerrero, that's not league goals, sorry, that is just goals in general, isn't it? 13 assists for Guerrero, 13 assists. 5 Man of the Match awards for Haaland, 7.4 rating for Guerrero. Did we win any competition awards? We did. German's Player of the Year is Rafael Guerrero. African Goalkeeper of the Year is Andre Onana. Fair enough. Didn't even notice those ones. And 23 clean sheets for Onana. 23 clean sheets. That's a lot. Oh, and because we won a cup, we get this special extra page. History in the making. Josh Sargent, I will say it again, he's an absolute hero. Josh Sargent is my favourite footballer. So a few other bits as well. Players inducted into the overall best 11. Paslak and Van Heusden are on the bench, I guess. I think it looks like they must be on the bench. And then Onana actually comes into the starting 11 because it was Zach Steffen from the first season, which makes perfect sense. Now, I haven't paid too much attention to a lot of the statistical data and stuff like that, but I do quite look at it a lot. I don't show it off in videos, but we have always been aggressive and clinical. This weirdly is Augsburg. For some reason, they're very also aggressive and clinical. We've also not conceded that many goals. We are quiet and impenetrable, this is the perfect way you want to be. So we've played really good football. We just haven't really got the results that we've needed to get. Next season then, the final season, as you can see there, Stuart Pearce contract expires. What are we doing? What do they want us to do? They want us to qualify for the Champions League and they want us to reach the knockout round. They don't want us to challenge for the title. They just want top 4. So if we don't win the league, they should be fine with that as long as we finish within the top 4. You're right, team. Next season we're winning the league. Let down? Disappointed? Do you really think we're capable of becoming champions? I'm dubious and I can't be the only one. I do think you're capable. I do. Lots of you are pleased, but we've got Jordan, Namdi Collins, Julian Brandt, Paslak, Lucas, who's, by the way, he's leaving the club, Lewis Cook, Marco Royce and Chris Mepham all let down. I'm starting to see a pattern here. You're not first-team players for the most part. I'm going to insist, and now everyone's offended and insulted. I still think this is... You didn't think it was unrealistic to begin with, Erling? You didn't... Oh, raise hands. What does this mean? Is this aggressive? Pacify. Look, calm down. Calm down, lads. Everyone calm down. That wasn't the reaction I wanted at all. Okay, we're going to knockout round, please. Good account of ourselves. Knockout round. How do we say latter stages? There we go. Satisfied. Good. That's the reaction I wanted. And let's promise something. Promise something, because they got annoyed last time I didn't promise anything. Improvements in defence? I'm trying to think of what signings I've got coming in. There's a couple. I'm going to go youth and transfers. I'm going to be looking at the young players. Because I will be. Please, that's good. I think that's enough promises for now. Perfect. That sounds very promising. Wonderful. Thank you very much, everybody. Did we save that? I think we saved it. After trying to lie to them, Mats Hummels, Emre Can, Royce, Munier and Sancho all want us to play youth players. That's fine. We're going to be doing that anyway. Well then, that is going to do it then for Season 2 with Borussia Dortmund. Next season will be the final season of the save. So hopefully we can go one up on what we've done here. I want to try and win the DFB-Pokal for a second time. I want to win the Bundesliga. Champions League I'm not fussed about. I've never been fussed about the Champions League because as a Southampton fan, we're never in Europe. So I don't care about European competition for the most part. Maybe I should try and change that. Maybe we need to somehow get a little bit further in the Champions League. We've got some transfers coming in the summer that's going to hopefully strengthen the squad. A big challenge that we are going to have is a certain Mr. Erling Haaland is wanted by people. Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester City, PSG, Lazio and Real Madrid. Lazio is the odd one out there, isn't it? So maybe we're not going to be able to keep hold of Erling Haaland. If he leaves, we will have a massive transfer kitty to spend. So if he leaves, I'm not too worried because we can then start to invest. I've been looking at trying to sign somebody like a Timo Werner. Maybe bring him back to Germany. He's going to cost about £90 million. So possibly that might be something to take place in the new season. Thank you very much for watching this episode and this season. It's been pretty successful in the end. A few episodes in the middle where you can tell I wasn't particularly happy. I wasn't enjoying it. But end of the day, we got some decent results. We've won the DFB-Pokal. We finished second in the league. Next season, like I said, it's going to be a tough one. It will be the final season of the Dortmund save. Thank you very much for watching this one. If you did enjoy, do remember to hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button as well if you are new and you want to see more of what I'm doing. Hopefully you've enjoyed this season. Hopefully the final season is a lot more enjoyable and we pick up that Bundesliga trophy. I'll see you next time.